Artificial Intelligence, episode 2.
Episode 2. Thanks for coming. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I'm Cher Landsman, and I'm joined with Lauren Hrehovcik.
75th time's the charm. That's what I said.
I got it right. And Lauren's a comedian. That's how we met, doing stand-up comedy.
Yes.
When you were pregnant.
We call those the dark times.
You were very cute.
I was so cute. But when I was like 7.5 months pregnant, I got hurt after a show. And because I was so excited, the set went well, and I walked home. And then the next morning, I couldn't move my legs without being in excruciating pain. So that was fun.
Okay. Well,
should we talk about my medical? No, we won't do that. Yeah, that was crazy. That was so nuts. I look so cute.
How old now?
She's 9 months old.
Oh my God, time flies.
Yes. Well, you know when you see someone like your dad's boss or something, and they're like, "Oh, these can't possibly be your kids. They're so old." It's like that, but they're your own. So every time you've seen someone's kid and been like, "How the hell? High school? What? High school? I'm old." Yeah, that's how fast it goes by with your own kids. It's so interesting. All the
She's gonna have boobs. She's gonna have boobs tomorrow.
Yes. But I was like, did I tell you that she is gonna have boobs? Because she certainly does not have my butt.
How do you know that already?
Because Dan has a pancake ass, and I have the most beautiful ass on earth, and she did not get my ass. And isn't that a travesty? So then she'll have boobs.
How do you know that, though? You can't tell at this age.
Yes, you can. My ass when I was little was like the 1/3 of my body. I had legs and then ass and then back.
I don't know.
I wish you had an editor because we could post a picture here. There's a picture of me standing at a bathtub, and I had ass for days. I was about 7 months old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I was a baby. Did you think I meant now?
Yeah, no, still, we could put that up.
We could also put up a picture.
OnlyFans for moms.
Yes, I accidentally showed someone a picture of my vagina yesterday.
How do you have a picture of your vagina on a phone or your computer or any of it?
Well, because after I didn't realize I did. After I gave birth, I was like, surely it looks like a Tim Burton doll down there. Just all this stitching. And I got home and I was like, I have got to see what this looks like. Like, I got to look. My girlfriends were like, do not look. And I was like, I'm doing it. Took a picture. I was like, oh my goodness. And went to Dan and was like, I just took a picture of my undercarriage. And he was like, can I see it? Would you mind? And I showed it to him and he goes, whoa, that is visually pleasing. They do a great job. They did
a good job?
Of course, they do it all day, every day. You know what I mean?
Because when you're telling this story, I'm thinking about that part in Ali Wong's stand-up. Have you heard it?
Which one?
Her friend has the baby, and she goes, look at my vagina. And she was like, it looked like a Star Wars character.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of changes. But yeah, they did a great job on it.
Okay.
Like, it looks great. Does not function in its proper way. So I go to pelvic floor therapy once a week.
Okay.
And I lay on a table.
Okay.
And I open my leg up and I rest my leg on my pelvic floor therapist, Amy. Hi, Amy. On her leg. And then she leans over and fingers me for an hour and asks me what I'm doing that week.
Is she wearing gloves?
She's supposed to, but I was like, you want to take this to the next level? Do you want to take this, Amy? You can go bare. No, she always wears gloves. She's great. But yeah, that's what you have to do because your whole muscles are like super tense and tight.
Do you have PT you have to do at home?
Yeah, with it. But that's just like kind of like core exercises. But the issue is that you're so tense that then when you start to work out again, you just tense it up even more. So it's like you have to literally massage the muscles out to be relaxed, and then you can build your core strength. Because otherwise, like, it hurts. Like, sex will hurt because you're so tight. Most of the trauma, I feel like, is women, how you hear them being like, oh, I pee. after.
My face is gonna be great on this pod. I mean, I don't have any idea what I look like, but I'm just like,
No, me either. Hey, yeah. It's
I'm
crazy.
listening to you, and I'm like,
Yeah, but it's it's fine because I got an epidural, so I didn't feel anything. I got narcotics and I got an epidural, and then I was like, all right, we can roll.
so when my mom had me, like,
Ooh, sorry, I
heard,
had beans this morning.
I guess someone's doing.
Someone's drilling.
Someone is drilling themselves. They're doing the PT.
Yes, they're doing physical therapy.
Yeah.
It's Amy. It's my pelvic floor physical therapist.
It's got a jackhammer plugged into the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Moving furniture. That's all right.
It's great. It adds color.
Yeah,
and vibrancy.
I wanted to stay here on the couch. I felt like this is more intimate than the music room that we have, and also
I got so scared of the ice maker. Have you ever slept over somewhere new, and the ice maker, like, I always sleep in my friend's place in LA, and in the middle of the night, completely alone, I hear the ice maker, and I'm like, oh my god! Like, that's when you know you grew up poor. You hear an ice maker, and you're like, I'm getting murdered. Sorry.
Oh
Did you want to go on? Whatever.
Thanks a lot. We finally got all the technical stuff
It's
worked
great.
out, and it's okay. You know,
It's gonna be great. Who cares?
as long as anything doesn't fall. But let's just lean in. This is fantastic.
Yeah, this is great. Can I tell you something? Is there anything you want to talk about? Can I tell you something that I've
let
been...
me just tell you
Okay,
this.
go.
Okay, my
Okay.
mom.
Oh, yeah.
When I
Okay.
was born,
Okay.
my mom, I guess they were like wheeling her in the wheelchair to give birth, and she was like, "Here's all of my credit cards. I want all the drugs. I don't care." She's like, "Give me everything." She said she was so loaded that when it was time to deliver, they were like, "Push," and she said, "I can't feel my legs."
Yeah. It's great though. It's great. Those narcotics, really though, she needed the narcotics for after Cher was born. Because Cher was a tyrant of an infant.
God. Yeah, I feel really bad.
You should. That ruins
it was
people.
awful. It was really awful. I had colic, thrush, oral and vaginal, projectile vomiting, allergy to milk, jaundice, and it was December, and they had to put me like in front of a window, and it was December.
And when was the first time that you smiled, Cher?
6 months old.
I would have drowned you.
I think they had like a chair, a baby swing that vibrated, and one time it broke, and my mother was like, "Oh, get it back! Get the fucking chair to work!" I would start
4
screaming.
months of your child's life, you're like, take my money. If it will allow me to sleep or sit down ever, take my fucking money.
Yeah, they would
that's
she
awful.
said
That's the worst thing that could ever happen is you.
They would drive me around and just make like right turns, because if they stopped the car, I would start screaming, and she'd say, "You would ball your fist up and just shake and scream, and you'd be like red, and like tears would be coming down." I'm so terrified from these stories.
That your child, because your boyfriend was also like this.
He also had colic.
I mean, God bless you. God bless you. Holy shit, Cher.
I'm really scared.
Yeah, and you should be. That's scary. Both of you had colic. Oh, man. I mean, I was an easy baby. Dan was an easy baby. I was an easy teenager. Dan was just hell on wheels from 7 to 37. So I think our time is coming. Is that the light rail?
No, I don't. I think it's the hospital.
I have ADD, so I either need to address it and then be like, all right, let's move on. What about Bianca?
She's good, though.
She's great. She's great. She literally she could sit here and just like play with this cord for an hour and would just sit and
electrocute herself.
Well, I let her play with cords. I don't.
So you okay? Wait,
I'm
you
not gonna
went
buy
you
her
went
toys.
viral. You created a baby bouncer
I
for
did.
a flight that you
I
were
did.
on.
Yes, which I can't believe that more. It was a jolly jumper, like the things you put in the door.
Yes, I have one
yes.
of those too.
Yeah, you have one?
I had one.
Oh, you had one. I was like,
it was like
now?
one of the things that prevented me from screaming.
Right. Yes, yes. She loves it because she just wants to jump and move. She doesn't want to be held. Never. There's never a point where she's like, wait, I'd like a toy. She doesn't want a toy. She just wants to move and check everything out and play like find the loose wire. She's great though.
Wait, but what were you going to say? You were going to tell a story.
The Jolly Jumper.
Okay.
The Jolly Jumper. Yeah, I was going on a flight to LA and I brought the Jolly Jumper and I just stuck her in it and just went like this for most of the flight and just put my earbuds in and watched Sopranos.
That's Rose, right? You were doing Rose, bent over Rose.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly it. And like not tricep dips. It's some, I don't know. Yeah, a row. Something like that. But it was great. Yeah, because you just switch arms. And when you become a mom, you have Hulk strength.
Okay.
Just full on. Like when I started being able to work out again, I started at like 11 or 10 pounds working out. And I was like, how is that possible? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm always carrying her.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm always carrying
ready.
her. And as a mother, you just get an instinct to just disassociate when things are hard, to just keep doing them, which is every time I feed her, I'm like, oh, this sucks. Feeding kids is awful. Three times a day.
Bottle?
No, bottle's fine, whatever. She doesn't even like to eat. She just likes to explore. That's
You're
all
on
she wants
baby
to do.
food now?
No, I just give her some food that I'm eating.
She has teeth to eat this?
Well,
She's
give
not
babies
chewing a steak.
No, yes, correct. She is not chewing a steak, but they eat before they have teeth because their gums do a good job of like mushing it up.
Okay, with applesauce and like what kinds of?
I feed her anything. Pizza.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they'll eat the shit out of stuff, but the thing is, she doesn't like eating. She doesn't like eating anything. She just wants to explore. She wants to go in her walker and run around.
Sometime though.
Your guess is as good as mine, especially if she doesn't feel good. She just doesn't eat. I'm like, oh, can that be me? That's obviously a trait from your father. Certainly not me. Yeah, she never eats. But Dan never eats, but then he'll sit down and eat like a pack of Oreos.
Okay.
And that's what Bianca does too. Eventually she'll be like, I'll take one large bottle, but her bottles now are like the same amount as like a
40
2-month-old baby.
It's a 40.
It's
an
a 40.
Old English.
It's an Old English. We do give her Old English.
So okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Speaking of formula, how are you doing with the formula shortage?
Great. We're doing great because she doesn't fucking eat. Literally. We were like, okay, how many we bought a whole bunch of formula like months ago because my father-in-law was like, hey, I'm retired. I read the news. There's going to be a formula shortage. And I was kind of like, whatever, we'll deal with it when it comes. And Dan was like, why are you so stupid? And then bought a bunch of formula. So we're fine. But we have like too much formula now. Like we're not even going to use it by the end.
Everyone is going to contact you now.
Well, yeah. It's a bougie German formula that is, sorry, I had some seltzer.
I know, I just burped too.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
You did it so much better than me.
I was like,
I literally thought that you were starting to fart.
That was me burping. Of course.
Yeah.
I'm still using this footage.
Oh,
even if it has an echo, reverb, like
I love it. You're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm putting it out there. It's happening.
For the world.
Do
for
it.
The world to see.
I mean, the world needs us.
Yes.
Every man clicked off this podcast like 20 minutes ago.
When we were talking about vaginas. Oh my God.
Yeah, but it's I mean, so much of my life revolves around it now. Anyway, we were talking about something before we got to vaginas, because don't get me going on vaginas, because I will talk about my vagina every day.
This is the vagina stereo monologues.
Welcome to the Vagina Storm.
That's the new name of the pod.
The Vagina Storm.
Oh God. Yeah. Next time that whatever jackhammer, I'm gonna pass it off as a queef. That's
Yeah. Yes.
just gonna be like
share it gives
South
the
Park.
card.
Oh my God.
Love it. I have to get married in 3 weeks.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, Dan and I are getting married. As we have always been. We've been engaged.
You were planning the wedding?
No, I haven't planned anything. I just released my show. I did not plan anything.
Well, why are you saying 3 weeks?
Because medical insurance, yeah.
Oh,
because we procrastinated to this point because we just don't care.
So you're gonna go to the courthouse and do that? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, but then you gotta have 2 witnesses. And of course, all of our closest family and friends are like, we'd love to be the 2 witnesses. And then I'm like, okay, so let's just do it on the beach with like Dan's judge friend, because Dan,
he's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer. And the judge that he used to work with was like, please let me marry you. I'd love to be there. So I'm like, do we exchange vows on the beach and then just go to dinner somewhere close? And I'm like, because to me, the only kind of wedding I want is when I'm wealthy enough to rent like a chateau in the French countryside.
Okay.
And have everyone I love there. Because all of my friends are all over the world. I used to work in the music industry. I used to live in LA. Like I have friends everywhere. I just want everyone together in one place. So that's like what I want to do. So then the answer is like, yes, great, do something small here. And I'm like, but I have another episode to release. I just don't even want to think about it. Shop for dresses.
Okay,
so much.
And what? Okay, 3 weeks you have to.
Yeah.
The whole thing about like planning a marriage or wedding is, it gives me so much anxiety.
I was so shutting down on my way here.
I am so cheap.
Yes. Yes. I'm like, I'm gonna spend $1,000 on having a bunch of people that I love at dinner for not the big wedding. That's not the big wedding. That's just this one.
$1,000 is cheap. I would love to just get away with $1,000.
Yes. Well, I'm saying this is our not wedding, because Dan was like, we can do the chateau in France. You know, like it won't be that far off. And I'm like, no, I know, I want to do that, but I have to figure out what to do now. But that still is going to cost money. You know, it's just the whole thing. I just don't want to plan it, because it's so weird. Because I think to people like us, the only thing that we would want to have like a celebration like that for would be something with relating to comedy, right?
I mean, this is how mentally disturbed I am.
You can get on stage.
I was thinking I will hire a videographer.
Yeah.
And get a microphone and record at my wedding and say I'm releasing an album so I can make it a tax deduction.
That's great.
Now someone's coming in.
They're hammering. But could you imagine if this was actually an old Victorian house and we were not in a high rise? It was just a standalone Victorian house and you were like, oh, my place is haunted. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it.
I mean, whatever. I'm gonna go up there and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Which one is it?
I'm on the top floor. This is the penthouse. So like above is, have you seen
Yes, I have.
I took you up there?
Yes, I was considering it as a place for my wedding.
Yeah, you can.
I know, but if I'm going to do it, I want skyline in the background, so I have to go to my friend's building.
Okay.
It's just so much planning.
The elevator situation does not sound good here for parties.
It would only be like 25 people.
Oh, okay, that's manageable.
Not a single man is watching this podcast.
It's not meant for men.
Good, fuck them. Just kidding.
Is Dan gonna watch?
I don't know.
I don't even think Shannon's gonna watch.
Good, fuck them.
That's fine.
Just kidding. We
I
love
you.
them.
Oh my God, that's sweet.
Yeah, very lucky. That's what I was saying to Dan. I was like, you know, all of my anxiety surrounding this has nothing to do with being with you. And he was like, oh yeah, I know.
The wedding?
Yeah. Like me being so anxious. Because imagine if someone was like, okay, you got to get married in 3 weeks.
It's almost a blessing because that means you just have to hammer it out really quickly and get it done. And I mean, I think the only thing that I would say is maybe talk to someone who is an events planner or wedding planner so they can even just recommend the perfect vendors.
Brilliant.
I have
outsource.
Someone. I have someone.
Yeah, for Jersey?
Yeah, for Jersey.
Okay.
Great. Do it.
Great. I would like to outsource. I don't want to fucking plan any of it.
I don't want to
just be like, find a restaurant, because now the restaurant we're gonna eat, even if we do Courthouse on a Friday, I think we decided Courthouse on a Friday, and then go to dinner with people on Saturday.
Can you do that in Jersey City?
Yeah.
Can you get married at the courthouse here?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's beautiful.
That's so much more quaint.
Yeah.
Than thinking about being like
we're gonna do that.
Manhattan.
Great, we'll do that, and then we'll go out have everyone just meet us out for dinner.
Okay.
Or do we invite everyone there?
It's fine.
What does that mean?
I don't know what the COVID restrictions are. Is
Can
it
we
allowed?
cut all this out? I don't know.
Is it allowed?
I don't know. I need that planner to figure it all out for me, but I bet she will.
I'm gonna suggest.
Is it a she?
Yeah, Dawn Ferris. I went to school
Shout
with
out
Dawn.
to Dawn Ferris. What up, Dawn? I'm calling you later. By the time this airs, I will have already called her and been like,
that was my backup. That was my backup plan because I felt like it's too overwhelming.
Yes.
And I would rather talk to someone who has experience and has weeded out all the local people that suck.
Yeah.
As
okay,
vendors.
We'll go to the courthouse here. Maybe everyone can just stand outside waiting for us, and when we walk out, they can throw rice.
They don't throw rice anymore because birds choke on it.
Dan and I are fucking punk anarchists. If we want, we're good. Let the birds choke.
They do.
It's my wedding.
Birdseed.
Birdseed. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Birdseed's cute. It's cute and round.
Yeah.
What about quinoa? We can kill them anyway. It looks like birdseed, but it's gonna kill them. They choke. What a bunch of pussies.
Yeah, it's gonna be expensive. Like, okay.
What's expensive?
What birds? I don't know. Birdseed. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like, you see me? I'm like, what's expensive? The only thing we spend money on around here is our careers.
Well, what kind of a dress are you gonna do?
No, don't even fucking get me started. I hate shopping. I have to take a Xanax to go shopping.
I think.
And I haven't taken a Xanax in years, so it's been a while since I went shopping.
There are some women that are like so excited to go down to Kleinfeld.
Is that a dress place?
Yeah, that's the most famous dress place in New York City. To go there, try on all the dresses.
I want to get something short.
That cost as much as a car.
Okay. I mean, no, that's crazy. I've always envisioned not ever having a wedding.
There's Beholden, which is part of anthropology.
I'm on a group chat with my 3 girlfriends from friggin' preschool. And 2 of them are still in Jersey. The other one is in LA. It was funny. Allie and I lived a mile from each other in Jersey, and then we both moved out to LA and lived a mile from each other there. I was like, this is great. Anyway, they want to take me shopping, but then I'm like, oh yeah, my mom's gonna want to come. And I'm like, my sister and my cousin Mary Beth. That's basically the women who are invited. And
wait, you're not inviting me?
We're literally having my mom, my dad. Oh, I was like, I can name
whatever
everyone coming.
Whatever you want.
No. It's literally, that's what Dan is gonna, I think, invite 2 of his friends, my editor Wes, and our old friend and his wife, and I think those are the only friends he's having. It's like just gonna be very tight because in a couple of years I will invite you to the chateau in France. That's cool, right?
Yeah, that is cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hopefully we won't have a new virus.
Who gives a fuck? The virus can choke on it.
This whole thing. I thought that the whole coronavirus was a great excuse not to have to plan a wedding.
Yes. But I've always known.
I'm sorry, that was.
You have to get an editor so they can put like a cartoon cloud of smoke. Be like, woo! Cher is ripe.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure though. But yeah, I'm gonna do the courthouse here. I'll get a short dress, maybe do something like a nurse's uniform looking form-fitting.
Well, no, like a Lisa Marie Presley, Casino, Sharon Stone.
Which one? I need photos.
Okay.
You can.
I can. I mean, this is not super interesting, but let's see.
You
Great.
can show me later.
This is fantastic.
Just describe it to me.
No.
Does it flare out? I need form-fitting because I'm a
No,
hoe.
it's not. Great. Loving the audio effects.
I guess maybe something that looks. I said something. Something? Okay. Something that looks like a nurse's uniform in World War II. No,
Okay.
but not like a sexy version of that. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
And
First
a little
of all,
pillbox hat.
Elvis.
I think it's called a pillbox hat, right?
Also, Lisa Marie was the daughter. Okay, so I forgot. Okay, but this is like the whole Elvis Presley wedding look. Okay,
It's gonna be great.
everyone can see that. Nobody. That was awful. The whole screen turned, by the way.
You're fucking crushing it, Cher.
I'm doing great.
You're crushing
I'm
it.
doing great. Look, guys, I have a lot of things going on. So this is. I mean,
Yes.
I could see you really pulling this off.
I could do a stylized. I could do a stylized dress.
The
You know
whole
what I mean?
the whole Elvis movie
met
is
her.
coming out.
Oh yeah.
The Elvis biopic.
Yeah.
So
Who plays it? I saw
I
one ad
don't-
for it.
I don't know.
Just once.
I don't know.
Thank goodness. Otherwise, I would be like, oh, really?
I'm going. So I went to LA.
Yeah.
I was.
How was it?
It was good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
The whole time I felt like I was Anna Delvey. I was, I was on vacation. I was like, run it again. And I'm like, I'm paying for this shit. But
Yeah.
It was cool. Out by the pool.
Ugh.
We rented some
I love LA.
cars. Yeah.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you stay again?
So I did an apartment swap with my other friend. She came and stayed here.
Nice.
Yeah, and then
Where was she? Where's her place?
Miracle Mile by the
Okay.
Grove, like
Okay.
right by the Grove.
Yeah.
And then we went ahead, stayed there for a few days. Then we also stayed at the Mondrian
Where's that?
on
West Hollywood?
Hollywood on
Yeah.
Sunset, right across the street from the Comedy
Uh,
Store. And I was a little starstruck. I went to the Comedy Store. Like I felt cool. I had like a cool outfit and marched up across the street, came running through traffic. The doorman just let me in. It was nice,
Yeah, it is
I
nice.
saw Sebastian Maniscalco
Yeah.
perform there. It was cool. Mark Maron, but
Just being there is magical. It's literally fucking magical.
I mean,
Right?
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
So fucking
Do you
great.
miss it?
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. But now I am not depressed about it because I realize like I'm going to be back there by Coastal again very soon.
Yeah.
So it made me feel great.
Your show. So tell me what's going on with your show. So you have a show. It's on
Yes.
YouTube. I hope everyone that's
It's called
listening.
Get It Out of Here.
Yeah.
OUTTA. I didn't realize that. It's not out of OUTTA.
OUTTA.
I'll have to explain this now.
Yeah.
The spelling. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, with Lauren Hrehovcik.
Yes. Get It Out of Here with Lauren Hrehovcik. It's a show where I roast people for having bad design, but then I show them how to fix it with a time-lapse sketch.
Yeah, and you
Love
found
roasting
some
people.
awful examples of
Awful. And these are people putting their photos on Craigslist for on rooms for rent.
So my friend just called me. She did an Airbnb, and she said, like, I'm having a bad experience in an Airbnb. And I like Airbnb, but I feel like every time I do it, I play this game with myself that's called What is Broken in Here? It is just, you don't know. I rented one, and the shower head came out of the wall. Like, it was... I swear to God, it was attached to the wall with some dried toothpaste. I touched it. It fell out of the wall.
I can't.
The guy who owned the Airbnb said you can use the outdoor shower. It was the end of September. All right?
What?
It's
Where
like
was
60 degrees. It was the Hamptons. And I feel like... if you don't have like a Hamptons, if you don't have a Hamptons connection, you end up like renting these like beach shacks.
Yeah.
From like nature conservators or like locals that are kind of run down. I
can't see that.
And then you overpay for that.
To me, I'm like, I don't even want to go on vacation. I don't want to go anywhere if the design is not going to be pristine. I don't have that money.
Sometimes you see those pictures and it looks okay, and then you get there and you step on the board and it...
Yes, though we went on vacation. We went to Istanbul for our friend's wedding.
So nice.
And the apartment was incredible. It felt like you were on the set of a sitcom where you're like, you're a barista, you can't afford this apartment. What the fuck how did you get this? It was such a cool apartment. It was great. So if anyone's going to Istanbul, hit Cher up, and then she'll hit me up, and I'll give you the... Actually, we'll just edit it in. Here is the ad for the Airbnb. Okay. All right, great.
Are you doing that?
No, I thought you were going to start editing it. No?
No. I'm leaving in all the fart noises. I'll be happy if we could just get this up and it sounds and looks okay.
I love it.
It was very overwhelming for me.
It is extremely overwhelming, but you're facing it. You're doing it.
I know. I'm tackling it. I have a lot. I don't know if anyone can identify with this, but I have a very cruel inner voice that's like, why are you even doing this? Yes. Nobody's listening to this. Nobody cares.
Yes.
Who do you think you are? Like, you're old.
Yeah.
You're irrelevant. Nobody's Nobody's interested in anything you have to say. Nobody likes it. It gets meaner. Kill yourself.
Share. Oh my God. That was great. I'm like, but ever since...
And you helped me a lot.
Ever since I released my show, I've had not so many, but I've had like a good handful of women that I'm just talking to constantly about a show that they're starting. And all of them say that as well, that you're just like, what the fuck am I doing? When I was doing my show, because I worked on it for fucking, 2 years before I released it? And for 2 years, I had in my head, what are you fucking doing? There is so much to do, And then at some point you just feel legitimate, and you're like, oh, this is what I'm fucking doing.
But here's the thing, like, there are some male counterparts that we know. Yeah. That they're walking around with a camera crew filming a documentary on their stand-up, and they have a good 3 minutes. Yeah. Solid good 3 minutes.
Yeah. No, it really is. I try to have the confidence of a straight white guy, for sure.
It's not their moment anymore.
Yeah.
And we're both with them.
Yes. I don't know. I did have like this, like, what are you doing voice in my head, but I was like, no, I can't stop doing it. You can't ever stop doing this stuff because you'll go crazy if you're not doing something like this, you know? Well, especially for me since I had the baby and I couldn't really go out to stand up because I'm so friggin' tired.
Right.
I was like, I have to do the show because I need to do something creative. When Omicron hit was when I was like, okay, I am reshooting it with all riffing with no written jokes because I had shot it as a regular podcast, like interview with comedian.
Right.
And then I was like, no, this doesn't make any sense. Then I created the theme song, and then I got the idea to have the design show that I have today, but instead of riffing on rooms, just like opening up a file blindly, I would look at the rooms, pre-write jokes, and then I would essentially deliver them, you know, in front of the camera. And I was just like, I'm not that good of an actress. You know what I mean? Or you know when you watch like a late night show and you can tell that the late night jokes were pre-written, or you know, it's just it's different. And I was like,
wait, you couldn't make it sound. You felt like it didn't sound like you ripped it, or was it spontaneous?
It wasn't spontaneous enough. It just wasn't. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. I can do it on stage, but it's completely different when you spend 4 hours setting up your own camera gear, your lighting, your audio, you do your hair, you do your makeup. By the time all of that is fucking done, I'm a shell of a human that just took 6 hours.
I mean, I did the first episode. I had a couple meltdowns, like trying to figure out what the technical aspects or elements were.
Yeah.
Publishing this was another hurdle I had to jump over.
Yeah.
And now I'm hoping everything turns out good and that it's better.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be happy if it's just like the vibration of the construction ahead of us. But
and all of that queefing that was separate from the vibration of the construction.
Yeah.
So much queefing happening on this couch. Not for me at all.
It was me.
Share. The one with an intact vagina.
Okay. It's still tight.
Mine's too tight.
Oh, they sewed it up too tight?
No, that's the first time I had sex, I thought they had sewed it up too tight. And Dan was like, no, it feels exactly the same. And when I went to the doctor, they're like, no. She was like, I can feel if I press on my vagina like I am on my stomach here, like I can feel knots. She's like, it's literally like having knots in your back that you have to rub out. She's like, it's the exact same thing, but
you
in your
need
vagina.
one of those massagers for people that exercise.
Yeah.
You could get it at Costco for like $80, and it's like a jackhammer. It's like
no, you need soft rubbing like this. She's like, so what are you doing this week? You're like, how did that test go? Oh, I watched your show.
Oh, that's nice.
She's the best. It's great, and I bring Bianca there.
Yes. Okay, good.
No, is it good? Definitely is not. It's insanity.
She needs to know what damage she did.
She does, and she's like, stop working her. Yeah, she's like, I want to climb back in there. Don't close it up.
Film it, show it to her later.
Yes.
When she's
it's
6.
Insane. Yes, I have to bring her this jumpy thing that she jumps in. I have to bring a cart. I have to bring toy. You know, it's a huge production. And insurance doesn't cover it, or insurance very rarely covers it. So I have to drive an hour with her to go get it done, have it be an hour there. And she's like, what the hell? And then I stick her back in the car, drive an hour back.
You know how like sometimes you can get those school services and it's medical students that do it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you went to some back alley and it was just like a creepy old man like, hey,
and you're like, no, you're Larry Nassar.
He's like trying to do the shocker to you.
I couldn't even imagine. It's insane what women go through. It's insane.
This is something like, I don't know. I would feel like bad about it. Do you feel like guilty about it? Or
what?
Like, oh, my vagina has a knot in, you know, like
no.
I would be.
You'd be apologetic.
Yes.
It's your inner voice being like, "You're a piece of shit. Apologize," and you're like, "I'm sorry, there's a knot." Do I apologize? No, I walk in and I'm like, "Ugh, how are you doing, Amy? Everything is so hard." And she's like, "Yeah, life is insane. Come lay down." And it's you just get there. She's a therapist, but she fingers you.
Floor therapist.
Yeah, if you need someone good to talk to, I know a great pelvic floor.
Does it ever feel like
it hurts?
Pleasurable?
Nope.
No, it hurts.
Never. It hurts. It hurts so much. Because they're pressing the inside, and that's what is in pain, and that sends signals to like other parts of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And it was sending signals to the ligaments that were connecting my legs to my pelvis, and that was so I wasn't able to walk for longer than like 40 minutes a day, and that only changed a month
when you
ago.
were pregnant.
No, that was after I was pregnant. I've only been able to walk more than 40 minutes a day 1 month ago.
How were you doing your hikes?
I didn't do any of them. I didn't do any hiking. That's why then Dan and I went to Istanbul and then France and then went to the Alps, and he took me on an 8-hour-long hike up Mount Blanc, and it was 13 miles, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? We weren't speaking on the beginning of the hike because I was like, cannot believe I'm fucking doing this right now. But I'm an extreme.
Why did you say yes, though?
Because
were you afraid
I can't
you
say
would get
no.
stuck?
No, I can't say no to like challenges.
Oh.
But my body is so broken, and I really should not have done that. I wasn't able to walk for 11 months. Like in the beginning, I was literally in a wheelchair and was bedridden.
So once you did that hike, did you realize you were okay? Are you?
Oh no!
Are you
like 2 weeks before I left for Paris, I was like, I cannot believe, because it was a big issue that like we're gonna go to all these cities and we're gonna explore and walk everywhere. And Dan was saying, you got to be good for when we go on vacation. And I was like, I know, I'm going to fucking vagina therapy once a week. I'm working out now. I was able to start working out.
I like this is the
it's
this
like
is
this
a sign language
for
sign,
pelvic floor therapy.
Sign interpretation. It looks like the kid from The Shining.
How you doing? Yeah. And so he was like, you gotta. And 2 weeks before we went on vacation, I was like, I cannot fucking believe I am able to walk completely without pain. So it took 11 months. Yeah.
Oh.
If you had told me when I did that it would be 11 months until I could ever work out again, I would have jumped off a bridge. 11 months.
I like
so
working
bad.
out too. Obviously,
I love working out.
Dressed for it.
Titties.
Yes. This is my friend's tank top.
The one I met.
Did you meet Maiji? Yes.
Yeah, I did.
It's fit the
Hi,
part.
Maiji.
Yes. So
Love it. It's cute.
It says fitish.
Good.
Fit-ish.
Fit-ish. Kind of. No,
Ish.
you're fit, period.
I mean, like...
What kind of workouts do you like most? You have a Peloton here.
We have that's Shannon's way of catching a white woman. He bought a Peloton bike he wanted to marry a white woman.
I hope, is that a joke?
No,
that should
that
be a
was
joke.
a trap
Yeah.
that he set.
Yes.
He
Like, could have gotten any white woman, and he got you. Good job, Shannon.
He manifested it with buying Peloton. He's like, this is
That's
what
so
I want
funny.
for my life.
He's like, I want a white woman.
I need to get a Peloton.
That's so funny.
And a French press.
I mean, the COVID, the quarantine was the best thing that ever happened to Peloton.
Oh yeah, I don't think that their stock is doing great now. I think that
well,
nobody's is right now.
We're all back to eating our feelings.
It's scary. How are you Bitcoin people doing?
That's no now too, right? Like that's done. I don't know anything about the stock.
Well,
Market.
Bitcoin is Bitcoin was the crypto, right?
Right.
That's crypto, and
how does all of that value just go away? Don't explain it to me. I'm not going to understand it.
First of all, like I watched Warren Buffett's he had a conference. He does a yearly conference about investment. And like
Okay.
Warren Buffett's in his 80s,
Yeah.
Charlie Munger, his partner, they're old, but they're like very old school. And they said very similar to what Shannon's dad said, that Shannon's dad was like, I think Bitcoin is the mark of the beast. Because
Yeah.
I mean, he
and the mark of the
said
beast is the thing in the Bible that it says like this is the beginning of the end of the world when the mark of the beast happens. Right?
Something like everyone that has it is gonna be damned. I don't know.
Okay.
What
I
someone
can't.
else
I
someone else was saying
cannot
the
with
vaccines.
religion.
All right.
I'm opening this other seltzer I brought.
Okay, you can. So you should get that mole checked out.
No, they cut it off.
Okay.
And that came back. So I do have to go back and be like, this came back.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little dark. I know
No.
I know because I have a spot on my shoulder that I have to get cut out. Yay, white people. I was like, I can't believe I'm dealing with this at such a young age of 25.
He cut off a few moles.
Really?
3 to be exact. But you know what? I didn't mind it at all because it was a form of socialization. Oh, fuck me. When the kids when the baby was 5 days old.
It was a way to get out.
Give me a tissue.
Oh yeah, good
Yeah.
eye. We had a little. Everything's gonna short circuit. We're gonna fry ourselves right now. It's cool. That looks like a nice seltzer. Do you want to drop in as an ad from our advertisers?
Yeah. You know what I really enjoy sharing? Sound seltzer.
Wait, nobody can really see it. It's unsweetened organic. Where'd you get this? It has caffeine, 45 milligrams.
Well, that's good to know.
Where'd you get this?
Home Goods.
Lemongrass
Shopping for a
green
client
tea.
The other
Okay.
day.
Nice. I do want to give you credit. You did help me build this gallery
this
wall.
This guy's got to move in a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't want to put any more holes in the wall when we're renting.
Yes,
so.
but you could just put toothpaste in the little hole. They'll literally never say.
I mean, I have some of it.
Yeah.
I bought already.
Well, we're going to do it after this.
We're doing it after this?
100%.
I don't know where the hammer is. I'll find it.
We can use a shoe. I can hang anything with anything. Just give me some bubble gum, like a twist tie, and I can build a house. Shannon's
going to get mad that we did it without him.
Really?
Well, you know, men, they wanted to.
I have never, I'm always the man in the relationship. Dan comes home and I've like ripped up flooring. He's like, oh God.
How is your kitchen remodel going?
Kitchen remodel's going great. I need to paint the cabinets, but the floor is done. The island is done. Formica on the island.
Did you marbleize it?
No. I built a whole island. I got like a cabinet from someone on Craigslist, and then I got the cabinet, and I pulled the cabinet away from the wall, and then I built a false wall so that there's storage on the other side.
Oh, yeah. And
then I built a big countertop for it out of wood, and then I skinned it with laminate with Formica. And then, and painted it, and now it has all my pots and pans, and I have my stools underneath. It's pretty great.
Okay. I can't wait to see that. We're going to drop a picture of
that.
You drop
a picture of that in right here? Okay, and great.
Perfect.
That's awesome. Your editing is great on this.
Please don't make me feel worse. It's a lot of mental energy. Like after,
it's awful. After you finish this, you're like, I need a fucking cigarette. You have a headache. You have to lay down.
After the first one, I was like, great. I put up the first podcast. I was like, I don't know if I ever want to do this again. And I was like, I can't quit.
No, you just keep going.
Yeah.
You just keep going. You literally just keep going. And then time passes whether you do it or not. So you may as well do it. Because then you'll have been doing something for 2 years and it'll grow into something really badass.
Okay. Well,
and that's a lesson for everyone.
I'm really into this new culture that I saw on TikTok. And
can't wait to hear this.
It's a philosophy that I really want to lean into.
Yeah, okay, tell us.
It's
Cry on your bed with a pillow over your face. No.
it is it's counter hustle. So it's counter hustle lifestyle. And someone was just talking about, he's like, I don't have very successful friend of mine. He's like, I don't have to run and chase anything. He's like, I don't do any of that anymore. It just comes to me. And I was like, wow, what a fantastic concept that I wish I could really, because I don't think I've ever been like that. I think
it sounds like he has generational wealth.
I don't think so.
I think he has generational wealth.
I think, even as a kid in Texas, I was trying to figure out like how to get out of Texas. How to get to art school.
Yeah.
I was already like studying books in the library about fashion merchandising.
That's so great.
Trying to build an art portfolio. Yep. I was already stressed out when I was
You're like, I can't believe I'm 6 and I haven't made it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I felt.
When I moved to New York and I graduated college, I would just cry to my cousin. She was like, you're like 18 years old and you're like, why am I not like the CEO of a company yet? I'm never going to make it. I'm never
Oh my God. It's so funny.
I just gave myself like constant anxiety, from just hustle. You're never doing enough.
Yeah.
You're not working hard enough. And this culture on TikTok is just don't do, they don't do the work, but don't really care so much.
Don't have so much anxiety and stress about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
That message I
like
approve.
Don't go to like insane lengths.
Yeah.
In order to, like, you don't need to go to 12 open mics.
Correct.
What are you going to get from
Period.
that?
Full stop.
Like, it's a lot to manage, I think, when you're working and then you're building a dream on the side.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
So.
For sure. And then raising a child as well.
Yeah.
It just makes you cut out all the fat.
Some people that have kids have told me that
they really. It's just kids, your goals, and what makes you money. If that's not the same as your goals.
I think like what they told me was,
or family.
If you go out and you do comedy, that you make sure that
it's worth it.
It's worth it.
What you're doing,
is good.
And it's not just a social thing.
You take it seriously when you do it.
Best.
Because
stand-up is the best.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many waves with it. I think I did this competition.
Yeah.
I think about like Monday or Tuesday I got home and I finally cried about it. And I wasn't crying because I didn't advance, but I just have done 2 of these competitions this year. And I felt like it is so much harder for women in this field. And you hear females that made it, like Amy Schumer, talking about that, and you say, oh yeah, I can see that, it's male dominated. But when you get feedback like, this guy told me you are too attractive to do the jokes that you're doing, and you knock your looks, or you say, I don't get sexually harassed at work anymore. #MeUsed to. He's like, you look better than all the women in the audience, so you're turning the audience against you.
Oh, the fine line of not being conceited.
Yeah.
The fine line of not coming across as conceited. It's exhausting. I said to someone one time, can I talk about being hot on stage? And he goes, no, you can't. And I was like, it's hard because it just makes up such a big part of who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just sounded like a douche.
It's. I mean, it
No,
does.
but, like, you know what I
is-
mean? Like,
it is. It is a part.
Like,
of
I wanna make
your
jokes about it.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it never sounds cool.
Yeah, you sound like a douche.
You sound like a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like I never like to.
I
listen
just sounded like a jerk then. I'm not a jerk. But
I'm-
you know what I mean? Like, I know I'm an attractive woman.
right.
And I can't talk about. I have to be careful with the way that I make jokes because I don't want to sound like a douche.
But
Because
what
if you are like I'm really hot, then you do sound like a douche.
But what part about that being attractive do you want to talk about in terms of how it changes your experience?
I can't remember. It was so long ago, and I smoked so much weed. But what I took from it is I can't talk about being hot, which is good. And I literally don't remember the rest of it. I remember it was the night that I was packing to leave to go to the wedding to reconnect with Dan, my now almost husband. Yeah. And he and I were sitting there talking about it. I think that's when. I don't know. I'm high.
Did your edible kick in?
Oh, yeah, it's been kicked in for a long time. I am stoned every minute of the day. Every single minute of the day.
And that's how to be a good. That's the way to.
That's
deal
my
with
best part of
motherhood.
being a mom.
Yeah.
My favorite part of being
So
a mom.
I mean, like Sesame Street is
Watching
fun. when
a lot of Elmo.
yeah. My mom used.
No, it's not fun when you're high.
It's
Sesame
not?
Street is still not fun. I mean, it's just cute seeing her happy. I did not know that I was going to love her so much. It's very vulnerable feeling.
Really?
Yeah, because as a stand-up comic, you are an individual, and you have a hard shell because you need to have a hard shell, and you are an individual and a team of one, and meeting someone incredible, and then deciding to have a family and being like, holy shit, what did I do? I'm terrified. It's extra terrifying because we are standalone, like hard shell candy, hard on the outside, soft in the middle.
What?
It's so vulnerable.
You know what really overwhelms me about the idea of it, and my mom used to talk to me about this,
Yeah.
is like, it's all about you, Cher. She'd be like, I'm not.
You were an
I'm
only
not a
child,
per-
though.
I'm
She
not-
did that to you.
She's like, I'm not anyone anymore. I'm Cher's mom. Like, you become just Bianca's mom.
No, I mean, you would think that way, but no, I'm refusing to. Like, we went viral on that TikTok. Everyone's like, oh my God, your daughter's a star. And I'm like, I'm the star of this family.
I made this.
I am the star, not Bianca.
No more wire hangers, Christina! Christina!
I can't. Yeah, it's. But I don't subscribe to that. I won't be Bianca's mom, and I think that she's gonna love me because I'm not gonna do things that are gonna make her feel like gaslit and crazy.
I mean, you are so there for her, and I think that is awesome.
I have to be. Who else will? She'll literally die of starvation. No, she won't. She runs off of air. She doesn't eat. Thank God. Thank God she doesn't like to eat. Because I don't
So
feed
do you
myself 3
cook?
meals a day. I love cooking so much, but I work with my cousin's design firm.
Mm-hmm.
I do get it out of here, which is a huge time commitment. And then I am a mom. And between those 3 things, what was the question?
What do you eat?
Oh, what do I eat? I order Daily Harvest
Okay.
and do those smoothies. I'll make eggs with her every morning, and then
Shout out
the
to
squeezy.
Daily Harvest, our next sponsor.
You can use this link for $10 off. I'll do eggs in the morning, and then but then you have to strip them down and like put them in the sink because they're filthy.
Babies?
Yes, they don't just eat like a normal. It's everywhere. You have to then strip them down. Imagine trying to like run a business, i.e., which you are the business, run yourself full time with a show and have a baby all day when you have to feed them 3 fucking times a day and then strip them down and throw them in the sink and hose them off and wash them, dry them, put lotion on their bodies. There is so every time I put her down and she goes and plays on her own, I'm like, okay, let me edit something. It's insane. It's insane. But so that's why I'm like, fucking 3 times a day to eat? That's insane.
That's why she's not eating, because you're not feeding her.
That's how I felt at first, and then at one point I like kicked it into overdrive, and I was like, I'm gonna make you 3 meals a day. No, she still didn't eat. She ate like when she doesn't feel well, she doesn't eat, and then the days she feels better, she eats a whole bunch.
And then there's
like
a
Dan.
growth spurt.
No, she doesn't. She's not really growing.
What's her middle name?
Bianca Jane Pellick.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, BJ Pellick, so she can email like a man later in life if she needs to.
Yeah.
That was
That's
my
cool
thought process, and Dan was like, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
My aunt
I
used
like
to
BJ
do that.
Pellick. Yeah.
She would submit her work as Kay Landman
Mm-hmm.
so that people would know
Mm-hmm.
there was a woman doing it.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to do that for my writers' submissions.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah. C.
Yeah. What's your middle name?
Erica.
C.E. Landman. For anyone who doesn't know how to read. Which they wouldn't have understood that either. They'd be like, C.E. What's a C and what's an E? Maybe they would know. They've seen Price is Right or Wheel of Fortune.
I think that edible is kicking in.
I loved Wheel of Fortune when I was younger. I wanted to be Vanna White.
We all did.
I wanted to be Vanna White. No, I think you and I wanted to, and other girls wanted to be moms. You and I were like, I would like practice. I would also practice the lottery. I'm Yolanda Vega with tonight's win for number. The first ball up is 6. Then and would go down. I guess I wanted to be a television host, and here I am.
Well,
it's full circle.
You know, you've made it.
I used to run upstairs.
3 views.
It was great.
It was good.
Did you get 3 views on the last one? How'd you get?
I don't know. I think I've done about 20 something. I think
Very
it was
nice.
It was maybe more. I haven't checked the
Which
stats.
It's
but
crazy because the audio was all off, and people.
Well,
still
I
listened.
didn't put the video up really. I mean, a couple did watch. Maybe
Yeah.
they clicked on it. I took it down. It was bad, but the audio pod is up with Natalie Perlin, and she's a
Aw.
great guest and very
Wow,
funny.
I feel like you're attacking me, but go on.
You too. You too.
Okay. Just, it's awkward now.
I wish the queef would happen again.
I know. Did they go to lunch?
I do great.
Good. They
I
went to
should have
lunch.
waited. but how would we know?
No, we don't wait. This is perfect. This is going to be one of 75 times I come on this podcast.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to come back all the time. I'm going to be your, what's it called? Do you ever
Co-host?
listen to no, not your co-host.
Yeah, of course I listen to Tim Dillon.
Yeah,
and
Ray.
Ben Avery.
No, Ray.
Ray Kumpf.
I'm your Ray Kumpf.
Okay.
You know, and everyone's going to be like, oh, an episode with this bitch again? You know? Yeah. It's one of many times. I'm happy to take some arrows.
All right, well, I'll arrange some KFC for you next time.
Oh, Jesus.
Whatever he eats from Costco. I don't know. I feel like there's always...
What does he eat from Costco? I don't remember. I haven't listened in a while because I have...
I love Tim Dillon.
Love Tim Dillon.
He doesn't need any more viewers. But if you want to send it to me, no.
Yeah.
Tim's doing great. I was like, what if I run into Tim at the Comedy Store and I ask him to bum a cigarette and he's like, fuck off. And I'm like, I actually pay for your Patreons.
That's great. Ugh, he's fucking great.
Good for him.
He
He's an
encouraged me
inspiration.
a lot. Yeah, he encouraged me. Do you remember him talking this at some point in the last 2 years about? He was like, "Yeah, everyone wants to have an actual podcast or a show, but no one has the fucking balls to do it, to put it up there and put it out for it to everyone to permanently be able to go back and see. Like, it's extremely vulnerable. There's a reason why
I'm
people don't
so
do it.
vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
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 And he was like, but if you're real, you're just gonna do it. You're just gonna fucking do it. But you know what? You probably won't either. And, you know, and I was like, yeah, I just need to continue to press through the feeling of discomfort and completely ignore that inner monologue. And like, I wouldn't let anyone talk to you like that, Cher. So don't let your inner monologue talk to my friend like that.
Yeah, I got to work on it. I'm working on it every day.
Yeah.
I'm getting stronger. So we're going to wrap up. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. The handle's at Lauren Hrehovcik. Just punch the keyboard and my name will pop up.
Just all of them.
And then
an
the show,
emoji.
yes, an emoji. And then the show's on YouTube. It's called Get It Outta Here.